Today I'm gonna do the review of Vostok komandirskie watch I got a while ago. I did an unboxing video of this watch and I'll test it for 14 days. I haven't been wearing it 14 days straight. I only wear this at home for a couple hours and every day. But I kept it running, winding it up every day for 14 days to check out the accuracy and so forth. And I was getting around plus 20 seconds per day, which is a little bit surprised to me since my amphibia is running like 35 to 40 seconds fast a day. But, I think the accuracy of these watches are, completely random. You might get one that's very, very accurate, maybe within 10 seconds per day. Or you might get one that's, maybe I might be off with a minute a day. The official specs for this watch is minus 20 to plus 60 seconds per day. So the accuracy, you might get lucky or you get one that's, really accurate, or you might get one that's not so accurate. I guess I was a little bit unlucky with my amphibia, which is running at 35-40 seconds per day, but I might try to regulate that one later on. This one is running around plus 20, which is pretty good for a watch. This thing cost me $30. I'm just gonna do a measurement, get the dimensions. It's listed as a 40 mil, but I'm getting a slightly under 39. The lug width should be 18 millimeters. Yeah, getting 18 there. Lug to lug is, let's see, 43.5. So it's not a very big watch by today's standards. Do the case thickness. Thickness is 12 millimeters, so it's actually a lot thinner than the amphibia. The case is made out of brass, coated with, I thought first it was gold plated, but it's actually something called titanium nitride, if I pronounce it right. It's basically the same stuff you can find on drill bits. If you probably notice on some drill bits there are this golden colored coating on. It's the same stuff that's on the case of this watch. Also got a rotating bezel, which does not click. It's just a friction bezel. It's held in place with a wire spring thingy underneath. Has a Vostok in-house 2414 manual wind only movement with a power reserve of 31 hours plus. That's pretty much it's listed. It will run minimum for 31 hours. I have timed this to about 38 hours. So pretty average in terms of power reserve watches. Most watches these days are around 40 hours. Does have a date complication, but does not have a quick set like the amphibia. To set the date, you basically you can do this way, the really slow way to go around, or you can turn it past midnight. When it flips over, you turn it back to about 8 o'clock, then go forward again past midnight, and back and forth to set the date. Now if it's only off by a couple of days, then it's no big deal, but if you have to set the date, it's off by 20 days, it's gonna take a long time to set the date, so that's how it is. My amphibia, if I haven't worn that watch for for some time, I really don't bother setting the date. So I'm just gonna show you the case back. Stainless steel. Actually, case back is actually quite nice. It's stamped with the crest of Russian Federation and some Russian text there. I have no idea what it means. And also, what surprises me that the spring bars that came with the watch is actually really thick. Feels very durable and tough. Much tougher feeling than the spring bars that came with the Amphibia. So that's a bit of surprise. As far as the dial, as I said, the only reason I bought this watch, mostly for fun, is because of the tank. Does have applied hour markers, but the finishing is not very good. It's not going to show on camera, but the finishing on the apply hour markers there is very rough around the edges, just not very well done. And also the printing is just and the text, it's just a bit rough around the edges. But again, this is a $30 watch, so can't expect that much, I guess. Also the dial itself, it's got this textured gold color. It's very shiny. It looks kind of cheap to me because when I look at the dial, it kind of reminds me of the wrapping paper on chocolate. On some chocolate, the gold colored wrapping paper. It kind of reminds me of that. So to me, it looks a little bit cheap. But yeah, what can you expect from a $30 watch? Also have the watch does have lume, the dots around above the hour markers. Also the the hour and the minute hands also lume, but the lume on the dot is completely useless. It only lasts like a minute and it's completely gone. I'm gonna show you the lume later on. Yeah, I'm gonna put the strap back on. I'm gonna put it on my wrist to give a wrist shot. Here's the watch on my super tiny 15.2 centimeter wrist. It's about, I think it's about 6 inches. So for me, it's pretty decent size watch, but on people with a normal size wrist, it might be a little bit on the small side. Not too small, but a little bit small. Now these are the strap that came with the watch. I wore this for a day and just took it off. I just didn't like it at all. It's super cheap and it's kind of, I don't know if it's even real leather. It's probably the fake leather. It's gonna fall apart after a while. So I took it off after just one day and put on brown put-on straps, which I don't think it looks, pretty good on a gold-colored this gold-colored watch. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna show you the lume. I'll turn off the lights. I'm gonna charge the lume with my flashlight here. As you can see, the initial brightness is actually not too bad. As I said, the lume on the dots here, it's as you can see, it's already fading, and fading really, really fast. It only lasts like a minute and it's completely gone. But the lume on the hour and minute hand, it's actually not too bad. It will last a few hours. So as you can see, the lume on the dot is already gone, but the lume on the hands stays lit, and it would do so for 2, maybe 3 hours. It's gonna turn the lights back on. So I'm just gonna show you before I close this up what these are the box that come with the watch, you know, simple cardboard box. I believe all the komandirskis come this way. You get some paperwork. It's all in Russian. And some warranty. You got 1 year warranty. But do you really want to send a watch to claim your warranty back to Russia, you know, on a $30 watch? I don't know. If something goes wrong. So some instructions. Oh, the cool thing is, I assume this is actually the date of production. So, not 100% sure. That's what I assume. This is the model number. The 81 is the case reference, and the 1972, I believe, is the dial code. So it's quite cool. They actually know which day the watch is manufactured. And closing thoughts, as I said, I bought this watch purely because of the tank and mostly as a fun item, which, you know, this watch I only wear when I play, you know, that sounds a little bit eccentric, but I wear this watch when I'm playing well tanks or do some, you know, building scale model tanks. But I know for $30 I didn't really expect that much. Now, if you really like the look and, you know, the history and design behind, you know, design of these watches, I mean, $30, I mean, everything, I haven't had any problems with this watch. Everything works as it should. Keeps a reasonable time. No problem with the power reserve. Haven't tested for the water resistance because it's only rated for like 20 or 30 meters. So I'm not gonna try to submerge this thing or do any crazy water activities with this watch. Also, the crystal is the same type as on the Amphibia. It's acrylic. Scratches very easily, but it's also very easy to polish out. You know, can do it with the toothpaste and a piece of cloth. I actually prefer acrylic over mineral glass, because mineral glass, while it's more scratch resistant, it still scratches very easily, and it's very, very hard to polish scratches out of mineral crystal. You need some heavy duty diamond paste, and just not worth it. But if you like Russian watches and you're gonna buy your first one, I suggest you spend $25 or $30 more and get an Amphibia. You just get a better built watch, in my opinion. You get a solid stainless steel case, 200 meter water resistant, automatic. Just I think it's definitely worth to spend a little bit more and get an Amphibia instead of one of these. But you know, if you don't like the looks or the Amphibia, I mean, for $30, you can't really go wrong. I mean, the build quality is not, I mean, the dial quality is just a little bit rough on the edges. It's not the best, but again, you're only paying $30. You get an in-house movement, manual wind. But in my opinion, I would go get one of these instead if you're gonna buy a Russian watch, or if you have a really tight budget and want a mechanical watch, get an Amphibia. These things go for around $55 to $65 online, depending on where you buy them. So, but I will be keeping this watch, and as I said, wearing it when I play World Tanks or do some scale model building. So I think it's cool. $30, a lot of fun. I like it. Not because of the quality, but because of the tank on the dial. So here's my opinions and my review of the Vostok komandirskie. I will also leave the model number on the description. And if you're interested, there are tons of dial variations of this watch. Everything from, you know, more traditional dials to dials with submarines, ships, jet fighters, you name it. I mean, you'll probably find something you like. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.